Hey everybody, how are you doing? It is another week of Book on the Shelf where Vision Made has created a book club. And I'm getting so many questions on why I created a book club. And if you don't know, I'm always talking about on the Envision Me show, I'm always talking about one way we can expand our mind is by reading. And I talk about all the books on that show. Each guest will talk about their favorite book, and then I always talk about mine. And so I wanted to expand on it more. And I thought, what perfect place to do it is create a book club. And so now I bring on authors that has written their books so we can talk about their book and what inspired them, as well as what is their book about, so it can empower you to go after your what's next. That's all this is about. So today's guest, I'm just so elated to have her on. I've been following her for quite some time. Her name is Tammy Polk. Polk, I hope I'm pronouncing it correctly. She has written over 100. Actually, she gave me I'll say 190. She did give me the exact number, but she has written over 190 books. She's published those books. She has done planners. She has done coloring books, and she is an amazing woman who also owns her own bookstore. So without further ado, let me bring Miss Tammy to the stage. How you doing, lady?
I am alive last time I checked. How about yourself?
I know that's right, huh? We're doing good. We're doing good.
Awesome.
Yeah. So as I was telling everybody about all your amazing work that you do, so I thought we'd just go ahead and jump into this. So first and foremost, the first title I really love is "Girl, Go Eat a Cookie." Now that one has stuck. That's when I really was watching you, and I was so intrigued on that series of journey. So what led you to even name the book "Girl, Eat That Cookie"?
So, Girl Go Eat a Cookie is a book about how we as women experience setbacks and knockdowns in life, faith, family, ministry, education, business, and career. But we have to acknowledge our role in those setbacks and knockdowns because it's easy to say what he, she, it, them, and they did uh, because it's easier for us to have someone else to blame, if you will.
Yes.
And because of that, we whine so much,
Mm,
and we don't want to talk about what it is that we've allowed to continue. So I'm a person who doesn't do well with excuses. I don't know if you can tell that about me. So I am quick to tell somebody, girl, you need a cookie and a nap. Um, but this particular book was written during a time when I was fighting for my life.
mm,
In 2020, I was placed under protocol for multiple sclerosis. I lost the use of my hands, as well as my ability to walk um, during that time. And after I was cleared of the diagnosis, yay!
yay.
And began walking normally and was able to hold things again. I heard a message at church entitled, "It's not about getting knocked down, it's about getting up." And I began to cry because I knew that God allowed me to get up from my knockdown of everything that I had been through. So I actually wrote the book around that sermon,
Yes.
but with my personal, my
With your
personal flair and personality. And the title was a no-brainer. I was like, yes, girl, go eat a cookie. And then that it just kind of took off all on its own. I tell people all the time with that book out, ripped my heart out. Um, there was just a rawness and a realness to the journey while writing that book that actually caused me not to pen another word for a year,
Really?
for a full calendar year. I did not pen another word until, so that was February of 2021. I did not pen another word until almost March of 2022.
So what led you after all that time? I know you're a woman of no excuses, but a year, after a year, many people will be like, I'm just going to go ahead and walk away from it. What inspired you to pick that pen up and pick that pen up one? And then what was the book that you had created after that year time?
I did it because people actually expected me to quit.
Mm,
When I announced my hiatus initially, it was, oh, she's not going to make it. And then it was like, she actually made it, but she's going to retire and
mhm.
leave some words on the page, leave some words for the rest of us. And the book that I penned after that was actually called T-shirts, pencil skirts, platform sneakers, and cookies. Life and business don't always have to grow up. Because after being cleared of the MS diagnosis and with the journey of Girl Girl Eat a Cookie, I stopped caring about what people thought.
Mm.
I just said that, God allowed me to get up from this. I'm going to be me. I'm going to continue to be me. And you're just going to have to deal with it. Most people don't even know that the cover photos for the Girl Go Eat a Cookie book, those were taken in a cemetery. But you would never know by the joy shown
Mm.
on my face.
So why did you
So
take I'm sorry. Why did you take the picture in the cemetery?
Memphis has some beautifully decorated and curated cemeteries. And this particular cemetery is even one where people have taken wedding and engagement photos. So it is a cemetery that doesn't look like a cemetery. And there was this one space that my photographer liked in the cemetery that made for beautiful pictures. I enjoyed the experience immensely. And like I said, when people, look at the joy on my face, and then I tell them those pictures were taken in a cemetery, and they're like, what?
I agree. I
Yeah.
agree.
So when I wrote the next book, it was about just letting your inner little kid
Mm.
help you get out of the ruts that you may have in life and business. I say in the book, I own more children's books than I do adult books. Um, and why? My motivational playlist on my cell phone isn't full of adult music. It's full of Disney songs.
Oh,
And just songs from my favorite songs from different children's movies. And because to me, we as adults get lost in life and business because we grew up.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why these kid entrepreneurs are coming out now and they're kicking our butts.
Yes. Yes. That's true. That is true.
My favorite brand of lemonade is made by I think she's 15 now, I believe. But she was 8 when
8.
she started.
Amazing. Amazing. I talked to her and her mom. And when she came 8, and that's when I started getting into the journalism. When I started, I'm like, how did you even get to this point? 8 years old. And I'm relating it back to me. At 8 years old, I was not even thinking about creating a business. And the young lady talked, and the little girl talked about from the beginning to the end. And her mom said, I'm just here to guide her vision. And that was it. And I thought that was phenomenal to hear that, like you said, the kids coming out, they're coming out with some, it's not no small thing. They're coming up with some big tasks, some big businesses at hand, which I was so fascinated with. And I talked to them for a long. I know they were like, now if she don't get off this phone, but I talked to them because I was just so mesmerized by her age and how she came up with the theory. And then at that same time, there was a little young man that created ties. He and his grandmother sewed the ties, and I talked to them, and I'm just like, I was just in awe, in awe. So you're absolutely right with that. Well, let me ask you, going back to Disney, is you have your playlist focusing around kids music. I love that. I'm like you. Not age is just a number, so we can be kids until till the day we
Exactly. We
you
can.
know. So what is your favorite Disney song?
The mm, the one that I probably play the most is it's probably Go the Distance from Hercules.
Ooh, oh, I love that. I love that.
Go the Distance from Hercules is one of my go-tos, along with Almost There from The Princess and the Frog.
Okay.
Try Again from Zootopia.
Okay.
And let's see, How Far I'll Go from Moana, of course.
I love it. I
And
love it.
can't leave that one out.
I know. I know. I love it. Me personally, I love the Princess and the Frog. So all of them.
Oh yeah, if you don't like the Princess of the Frog, something's wrong.
Exactly. I love it. I love it. So Tammy, one thing as I was doing my doing some research on you, I loved your mottos. I love the two models that you follow, and I wanted to ask you why. So the first one was you write my way through life. And I could see why now, as you had talked about from the girl and the cookie, because I'm like, well, what led her through that? And the last one is writing is my cross. That was powerful. That really sat with me all day today. And I always tell my mom about each guest that I come on, and she's like, "Well, what's so unique about each guest?" And I'm like, I'm telling her about the 150 books. 150 is the time. She's like, "Wow!" I go, "I know, mom." And then I was telling her about you have the two coloring books and the planner. She goes, she's one busy woman. I go, yes, ma'am, she is. So let me ask you, let's go back to, I totally get for the first model. What about the second model? What led you to that one?
I have been writing since I was 11 years old.
Okay.
I just did not know anything about publishing until I was good and grown, until 2015. I actually wrote my first two books in college in 2000. And so, of course, now that was before the age of cloud storage, Google, the internet, email. I mean, So I've been writing for a very long time. However, I believe in leaving the world empty.
Mm,
And there are so many people, regardless of race, who are dying
mhm.
with their knowledge. I recently said that one of the most hurtful things to me as an author is when a titan, someone that we consider to be, big in whatever they do, or even in the ministry as a believer, when
Yes.
they die and we don't have anything other than their recorded sermons or what they left on social media.
Mm,
And
mm,
it breaks my heart because, now some of these people have been in business and in ministry or doing what they've done for 20, 30, 40 some odd years, and then they die, and
mhm,
you go to Google and type their name in, and there's nothing.
mm. So true.
Because anything can happen to recordings, and we all know anything can happen to social media and these interwebs.
True. That's true.
Because how many times has it gone down in the last couple of years? I'm just saying. But I have told people that the day that my name is called, you will not have to scramble to find anything that I said, because Amazon and the blank page are going to outlive us all. I don't care what you think. The blank page and Amazon's going to outlive us all. So if you are sitting there one day and you was like, dang, I can't remember what Tammy's, 7 excuses are. You may not remember them offhand, but you can go to Amazon and get a copy of the Seven Virtuous Businesswoman Slayer 7 Deadly Cop Outs,
That's
because
right.
I have told my family not to shut down my Amazon account when I die.
That's good. That's good. That is so smart. That's so
Yeah, I
smart.
have told my family, nope. I said, as a matter of fact, y'all have book sales at my funeral.
Oh, okay. I like
Y'all have book sales at my funeral.
I like that.
So, and then I said, and then my husband has access to the account where the book royalties go.
Yes.
So I'm just like,
Well, I'm glad you have that theory though. And let's go back to the theory of the paper, and the paper and the books will be here. I'm doing them. Although I don't know that you know, but I have a magazine, and
yes,
so many people are like, "Oh, the magazine is going to die." I'm like, "No, it isn't. We need paper. The trees are here. People and paper will. I'm like you. Paper will always be here. Always, always be here. Maybe
yes,
a different color, maybe line, unlined, may it have dots, no dots.
it's
It will
gonna be
be."
here. If the paper is not going anywhere.
I
I
am
was
glad you say that because I wanted somebody else to solidify that.
The paper's not. I was telling my oldest daughter, she's 21. I was
Mhm.
telling her just yesterday, we have to get back to paper,
Yes. Yes, we do.
because there is so much happening
Yep.
in the digital space.
So true.
We've got to get back to paper. And she said to me, she says, I'm glad that you said that, because I need your help with creating a folder of my important documents. And I said, no problem, because I have them.
Right, right, right.
So what you see here behind me, this thing back here, those are all proof copies.
Hmm.
Because when I get a proof copy, it goes
Yep.
on my wall.
Yep. Mine does too.
And there's a reason for that. But I'm pretty sure you don't want me to talk about my bookstore just yet. So
Yes. I was going to ask you about the bookstore, but before we do that, I know we talked about on Amazon. Where else can they purchase? Is it just Amazon they can purchase your books?
no, you can Amazon, Barnes and Noble,
Okay.
Books a Million, Walmart, Target when they decide to let Girl Go Eat a Cookie stay up. But that's another story for
I
another day.
understand. I understand.
Um, and then my website, professionallysassy.me, that web store there is actually what I have on hand.
Okay.
Because what I did was when I originally started, when I originally built my website, and I know you're going to be like, oh my God, that's scary. I actually had all of my books
Oh my God.
listed on my website.
Oh my goodness. Are you all of them?
I had all of my books listed on my website at
Wow.
one point. And because I thought that it was too much for Black Friday, I actually scrubbed my website to what I actually had on hand. And it's so much less stressful because when you order from my website, I'm the
Yes.
one who ships that. I
Yes.
order it and ship it myself because I like to make it all pretty and
Right.
and sign it and all that other good stuff because that's just me. But taking my website down to just what I have on hand has been way less stressful
I'm sure.
on me. And
I'm,
then it creates a sense of urgency because after every event I do, whether it's in person or virtual, I'm updating those website numbers. So, for example, somebody messaged me right before I got online and they were like, hey, the listing for your Girl Go Eat a Cookie book box is gone. Please don't tell me you're
Mhm.
sold out. I am. That's why I messaged you 3 days ago to tell you I only had two left, and those two got
Ooh,
caught. So I keep my website with digital downloads, any recorded classes that I've done, and then what I actually have on hand. So I tell people if it is on if it is on that website, you might want to go. You might not want to wait.
I am upset because I was gonna buy. So are you gonna have any more of the cookie boxes? I'm bummed. I'm not even gonna lie. No,
You're not the only one.
I'm not gonna lie.
Fortunately, out of all of my book boxes, I do have more listed on my website for
Okay.
pre-order in 2025. So that's a whole nother question to answer. But I did tell people that I think it depends on Amazon's delivery windows,
Okay.
but I may be able to squeeze the Girl Go Eat a Cookie box in before the shipping shutdown.
Okay.
So I
I'll just check with you because I already had it on my list. I'm like, I'm gonna.
yeah, I may be, and it's not even because of the books.
Yes.
But one of the things that I put in the box, which is the emoji cookie
I
stress
seen it.
balls,
Yeah.
those are very hard to get um,
Oh,
because they're very popular,
yes.
especially at this time of year because National Cookie Day is December 4th.
Yes.
So those things are selling like hotcakes. But if I can get my hands on those,
Okay.
then I can do boxes because the books are gonna do what the books do. But
Yes.
it's that one.
That one thing that I know I seen the box and I'm like, oh, and that look, that was on my list to ask you. So I'm going to put, I know. And
Hey,
here,
look, you got
so
me about to go to Amazon now to see if
girl,
they're back in stock. Because, like I said, that is the one thing.
wow,
And
wow,
I do not do that box without those.
I
Um,
understand. I can understand.
I if you get a box from me without those, it was an emergency of some type.
Gotcha.
Um, but yes, but that I
Well, I'm going to be on the lookout for it. So, Tammy, as we get ready, this has been so fun, and I'm so grateful for you to join me. Let's talk about your bookstore.
okay.
Yay!
So I wrote the vision for having my own bookstore in May of 2018. I said to myself, and at that time, I was approaching 50 books. And I said to myself, I can be Barnes and Noble. I can. Matter of fact, that's my literary nickname. Uh, a lot
Wow.
of people either call me Barnes Noble or they call me or they call me the Oompa Loompa lady because they think I have an army of Oompa Loompas locked in the closet getting these books out. But I love it,
I know
and
that.
I had no clue that that opportunity was going to come so quickly. And it was March of 2019 when I finally got a mainstream bookstore to give me a chance to allow me to have a book signing because most major chain bookstores don't like self-published authors very much.
Right.
And they actually gave me a chance. And the funny thing about that was that I walked into this particular bookstore with an Amazon box on my shoulder, and I didn't realize what I had done until the floor manager was like, cover that up, cover that up, cover that up. And I'm like, oh.
Oh my goodness. Wow.
So it's like walking into McDonald's with a Chick-fil-A bag. Like, it was
Right, right.
hilarious. And I'm there. I'm set up. I'm going. People are buying. People were calling on the phone. They were like, "Is she still there?" And people called all day to the point where they gave me extra time because I was only supposed to have been there for like 3 or 4 hours, I think. But I was there until they closed because people were calling, "Is she still there? I'm on my way. Is she still there?" And things of that sort. And at the end of the night, when it came time to make the decision to stock my book or not,
Yes.
they chose to, but guess how many copies they bought?
How many? Two? Two. After all of that? Wow. And so what was the reasoning for the two?
Because I'm self-published and it was an Amazon published book.
That's crazy. That is crazy.
So after that, I said, I
Yeah.
wrote the vision, time to make it plain. I opened my first location in a 10 by 6 office suite on April 1st of 2019.
Okay.
And I did not have a grand opening day. I
Uh-huh.
had a grand opening week
Oh,
during the week of my birthday, which is in August. And each day I went live to talk to a different demographic of people.
yes.
So I talked to community leaders, administrators, pastors, community leaders, parents, um, just anybody that at the time I knew I had a book for.
Gotcha.
And I knew that I was going to outgrow that place. As I said, I was already approaching 50 books. And then in September, yep, September of 2019, I started looking for a bigger space. I wanted to stay with the company that I was leasing from at the time, but they just didn't have anything else that fit the vision. So when I came to where I am now and explained to the leasing agent what I was trying to do, excuse me,
Uh-huh.
she said to me, I have the perfect suite for you. Now, here is the monkey wrench in the whole thing. The suite that I am in is a suite that I walked away from in September of 2014 when I first opened my business and became an entrepreneur. Because at the time, it was above my pay grade.
Okay. Okay.
And with the way that my bookstore is made, now it didn't look like this back then. But over time, and the people who have been in this suite, they made it into something to where I can not only house my books,
Yes.
but I can also host my events here. I have 1,200 square feet.
Wow. That is
So
awesome.
if you've ever been in an author's event with me online, the first thing that I do is start out with a walking tour of my bookstore. Now, my bookstore is different. Yes, my bookstore only has my books in it. Howsoever, comma, there is madness in the method. My bookstore serves as an inspiration hub for aspiring and seasoned authors. The reason why I built this wall is because I am here for the author who walks in here with a notebook or a printed manuscript and says, Tammy, my manuscript is a 6 by 9 and it's 72 pages. What is that going to look like?
That is
I have a 6 by 9
crazy.
that's 75 pages.
So
So they are able to walk up to this wall and see what is possible for what they've penned. Because I have books of different sizes. I have 5 by 8s, 5.5 by 8.5, 8 by 10, 8.5 by 11, 8.25 by 11. I have glossy covers. I have matte covers. I have things that are spiral bound. I have things that are perfect bound. I have paperbacks. I have hardcovers. So they can come in here and see what that notebook and manuscript can turn into. So while I may not take in other authors' books, one, I can help you get it out.
Absolutely.
And two, I will host an event here for you. So I have had authors really as far away as Arkansas to come here, and they've held their book launches, their book releases, their book clubs, their trainings. I've had authors to come and record materials for online courses for their books. So there is a way still that I can help other authors. All of the authors whose books that I have worked on or authors I have supported are all on the bookshelves in my office. I keep those close to me.
Yes.
And I have probably about 60 of them or more
Wow. That
of
is so
authors
cool.
who I either helped get their books out in some way, or when I buy another author's book, it it comes here and it goes in my office, because in my office I'm surrounded by my favorite things. Uh,
Oh, that is awesome.
yes, so I just celebrated 5 years
Congratulations.
here in my bookstore. September 30th was 5 years for when I got the approval for the space, and October 1st was 5 years from when I got when we actually got the keys. I survived the pandemic without any of the funding.
Wow. That is remarkable. That is not many
Yes.
people can say that. Not many people
So
can say
I
that.
tell people, all this money that people are going to jail for now,
Right. Right.
I I got that initial $1,000 that got sent out to
Yeah.
everybody, and I got the unemployment for self-employed people.
Yes.
That was
Yes.
$120 a week.
Right.
And of course, if I did a publishing job, I didn't even get that because
Right.
of excessive earnings. So when people ask me, how much did you get, during the pandemic, during the shutdown, I tell them about $1,600. It was $600 from the unemployment and that first $1,000 that they sent out to everybody. But because I know how to use this building and
Right.
how to use my gifts, my skills, and my talents to help others, that's what keeps this place open.
Wow. So Tammy, if someone wants to work with you or get in touch with you, how can they?
I'm everywhere. um, you can find me on Facebook. Send me a friend request. I, in a way, pride myself on being an approachable and approachable author, as you very well know.
Yeah. Yeah.
I will talk to answer questions for just about anybody. You can learn more about me and the work that I do for authors on my website at professionallysassy.me. And if you want to tumble down the rabbit hole of cookies, you can find more information about the Girl Go Eat a Cookie brand by itself at girlgoeatacookie.lol. Yes, I'm serious. It's girlgoeatacookie.lol.
Yes.
You will know that you're in the right place,
I
because when you
agree.
hit enter, there's going to be a picture of me in denim holding up a cookie like this.
Cookie.
So you're in the right place. But
Absolutely.
my goal and my joy is to help multiple book and anthology authors to build multiple streams of income without writing anything new.
Wow. Oh my goodness. So you guys, Tammy has dropped so many nuggets. Tammy, before we end, this time has gone by fast. I'm gonna have to have you come back on. This was fun to me. It was fun.
Just say when. Just say
I
when.
could sit here and talk to you all day because I love you. So Tammy, if someone is sitting because the show is heard around the world, and women are like, oh, this could be me. Oh, what is your one tip that they could implement now to get them moving into that direction?
Don't let the stories about publishing on Amazon scare you.
I'm admit I had to go to Tammy. I don't know how many times I'm like, Tammy, explain it again. I
Yeah,
got it the
don't.
second time. I got it the second time.
Yeah, don't
I
let
had
the
to
horror
leave.
stories about Amazon scare you. Every publishing platform has its evils,
I agree.
but what I tell people, I depend on Amazon to print my books, not sell them, because I have learned how
Mm-hmm.
to use my books for other things. As a matter of fact, next week on Black Friday, I am going to be in a business expo where I'm going to be talking about and showing how I took one book and made over 20 streams of income from it.
Ooh. Can we get that event online or do we have to be in person?
It is an online event. It is an online event. Let me get the name. Let me get the name right. Let me get the name right. Oh, 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 no, 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 no. Go back. Okay. Yes, it's the back to business expo. And what I will do um for you, Pamela, I
Yes.
will go ahead and shoot you a group invite
Thank you.
so you can
Because
get
I will be
in.
there.
Is that you? Okay. Yeah. Yes. So I will be talking about and showing how I built multiple streams of income from a book, because I believe that one book can produce five things: other books, signature events, signature services, merchandise line, and your blurbs for social media. You don't have to use AI when you know your book.
I will definitely be there so I can get my five so we can take Vision Made magazine to that next level. Real quick, I am on here. We have a lot of hellos, so I'm gonna drop them in here. We have a hello from
Okay.
Katrina. Look, I was so in tune. I told you I was in tune with our talk. So we have hello from Katrina. We have hello from Janine. We have nice job. It says don't let people block your growth and that they love this. So thank you, everybody, for joining us. Miss Tammy, this was so amazing, and I'm so grateful for you to come in here. I'm definitely going to have you come back. I love, maybe we can even do a business segment on how people can grow how they can even begin a business in writing, even with something, but we'll come up with that later. But for right now, everybody, when she drops me that link, I will send you guys, everyone needs to drop me your email so I can send that link and we'll get that going so you can join in and hear Tammy just as she just talked about those five types of ways you can get some do income from your one book. So you guys have to join us. I want to thank you, Miss Tammy, again. This was amazing, fun, always. I enjoyed it. And so I'm gonna put you in the green room, but don't hang up yet. So I'll be right
I
back.
won't.
Okay. So everybody, if you did not catch tonight, you have to catch the replay where Tammy had talked about how she even got into the business and her amazing. The one thing that I really love for her is girl get a cookie. She talked about how you can go and access that. You can go girlgetacookie.lol. You can go check that out. Tammy is amazing, and she showed you how you can be an author. And she even talked about, look, she wrote her vision and it came true, where she had one bookstore and now she's at a bigger bookstore, but she wrote her vision and her vision came true. So know that you can do that as well. And we're all about helping you creating your what's next, no matter what. If you're interested in getting more information about Tammy or wanted to know how you can go after your what's next, guess what? We now have where you can text us at 614-398-3925 and to say Pam, and I'll just drop you a line and we can go from there. So until next week, when I have another amazing author, just as I had today, I want you to know that you can go and make your what's next possible, even by being an author. Take care, everyone. Bye.